I feel like it's really important for them to see it in context in a sentence instead of just isolated by themselves, because many a times they'll know it by itself, but then when they go to read it in a story, they don't know it. And so it helps when they're reading it in a sentence, and then later on in the week they write their own sentence with it. So that way they're seeing it isolated, but they're also seeing it within a text and within a sentence, which I think helps them be able to actually read it and write it better. A-W-Y, away. Oh, good handwriting. Write it one more time. Noisy writing. Looks good. One more time, Francisco. Okay, if you put them in your left, it might be easier. Okay, go ahead and erase. Good job. Pop your marker. Go ahead and get your story from yesterday out. Your phonics story from yesterday. It's on the back of your board. Who remembers what our story was about yesterday? What was our story about yesterday? Giovanni, do you remember? I'll give you a hint. The character's name was Trish. Do you remember what happened with Trish?
Yes, I remember.
Open it up. You're on the first one. Evelyn. Just tell me. Yes, she was looking for fish. And then she had a problem, so we're going to read it again today. We're going to read it choral together. Here we go. Is everybody turn to it? Okay, you're going to read it with me, and then you'll read it with your partner. Come on, Nathaniel. Ready? With me. Ready, go.
Trish went on a ship to look for fresh fish. She saw 4 fresh fish swim into her mesh net. She did not see the big rock. Crash! Little ship hit the big rock.
Very good. Some of you read it with me, and some of you read it a little too fast, okay? But that's okay. That's okay. You need to try to read with us. Why did you say it's with excitement right here? Who can tell me? You're right, Z. Why did you read it with excitement right here?
Because
There's an exclamation mark. So what was her problem? What was her problem, Brandon? What was the problem?
she crashed in a rock.
She crashed into a rock that she didn't see. Very good. I want you to turn to your partner and read it. Practice reading it. Ready, go.
Trish went on a ship to look for fresh fish. She saw
They put them in their book box and they can read them as their independent reading time. A lot of them like to read it because they're confident and they know they can read it, so they choose to read that. And then I also, for word work time, they can highlight the phonics skill, whatever the skill is for that day, they can highlight that. And then they can also, they can act it out. And then they can also write what happens next. Some of my higher kids like writing what would happen next in the story. So that way they need to understand it in order to write what happens next in the story. So there's lots of different things that you can do with it. Okay, spaghetti and meatball. Chicka chicka. Boom boom. You should be looking at me now. Very good. Turn your phonics story back to the beginning. Beginning. Thank you. Very good. Give yourselves a roller coaster. You did so good today. Woo! Excellent. I feel like that once you get the routine and the logistics of it down, that your kids really love it. They don't get bored. They really like it. They look forward to it. When we don't do it, like if there happens to be a day when we had an assembly or something, we don't get to it, they are upset about it because they like doing it. And I do feel like that they're learning a lot. It's helping build their confidence with their phonics stories. They're able to read it. They think it's going to be hard, and then once they are able to decode and read the word, once they learn the skill, they have the confidence and they're like, oh wow, I could read that. So I feel like it's really important to do, and that it will benefit. I've seen a lot of them are making great progress, and I feel like it is because of the phonics routine.